Hey guys, what's up? Aaron or DayBreak here, and we're going to be doing a Stamina DRAGONKNIGHT build, and this is a pre-Tamriel 1. This is the build for pre-Tamriel 1, but I'll also be giving you guys a few ideas for after Tamriel 1 drops in the next few days, because that patch is also about to come out. I'm going to try to get this up before the patch drops. This may be a very good setup still to run after 1 drops, but I think I've got some cooler stuff in store for the Stamina DK. I'll upload that whenever I get it going as well. This is going to be utilizing 3 drop sets, so you're going to have to spend a little bit of gold, and you may already have some of these sets because they're kind of common, but there's actually one new set that got updated, and that's what we're using as well. You need to be a red guard or a stamina based class. My top 3 races for this, just to start this off, would be red guard as the top stam class for this. Second would have to be orc or imperial, and whichever one didn't win the second would be third. Imperial is pretty good because red diamond passive, 12% health, and 10% max stam. All that's pretty dang good. Orc, you get the run speed, so you can kind of pick your poison or whatever, whichever one you want. That's what I would run. But I would keep it between those 3 classes. Those are all pretty good. Nord would be interesting to run because of the flat damage reduction, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't really know a lot about Nord. I don't play a lot of Nord. Alright, so we have 13.4k max magicka, 23.8k max health, 36.5k max stam. Now these values are with Trostat food, and I do not have anything in Undaunted. Nothing in Undaunted, so if you are running Undaunted, you can run that passive. I would be running it, but I don't have Undaunted on this character, so it's going to be a little bit less. But you would have about 24.5k max health, a little bit more max stam. You get my drift. Now with dual stat food, you're going to have about 37.5k max stam, and you're going to have about 25.2k max health. That's pretty good, but I love to get my igneous shields off, and with the extra magicka and the extra magicka reserves to use, you get more igneous shields off, and you can also recast spocked armor more frequently along with igneous shields. Igneous shields pretty great. You get minor brutality from it, and you get the major mending, and you get the shield, so it's pretty good all around. So I like my igneous shield a lot. 688 stam recovery, 395 health recovery, 514 magic recovery. These values are pretty low, but I'm going to go into that in a little bit. Now these can be changed with the item sets, and I'll give you guys a couple, options or whatever. In the champion points, I'm also 100 into Warlord, I think. Maybe I'm 100 into Arcanist, I'm not too sure, but we'll check that out as well. The weapon damage is 22, well, let's go to our main bar actually. 2169 on the front bar, 2209 on the back bar, and about 36.7% weapon crit. It's about 33 on that bar as well. Physical resistance is 19.8k, almost 20k on both. Crit resistance is 1600. I would have this. I'd like to have about 2200 on this, but I just don't have the champion points put into it yet because I'm not really max CP. As I said, we're running Trostat food. You do not have to be a werewolf for this build, so don't worry about it. You actually get you get no perks from being werewolf, so don't worry about it. We're running the thief for the increased crit chance. I'm just kind of getting this boosted up a little bit. Now, I've been wanting to try out the serpent because you get some more stam recovery. And the biggest downfall of this build, there's no other downfall really, except the fact that you run out of stam after a little while. Now with Black Rose, which is one of the sets we're using, that's going to be kind of remedied a little bit, but it's still a problem if you spam a lot of stuff and you're not weaving in heavy attacks and light attacks. So let's get right into the apparel or the item sets. Running 5 Black Rose. This comes in Impin from Imperial City. It's all max stamina, and like I said, it's all Impin. You can see here the 5th piece, we get 2 max stam and a max health from it. That's great. For the 5th piece, Black Rose increases magicka and stamina restoration benefit from the Constitution passive ability by 40%, and it also gives you a decent weapon and spell damage buff by 149. Just passive, you get it all the time. Let's take a look at that Constitution passive really quickly. So we're getting 1800 magicka and stamina back whenever we are hit once every 4 seconds. So if someone hits me, instantly 1800 resources back, and then times that by 40%, and that's what you get back. So it's very, very good. Very, very, very good as far as resources. So your resource management doesn't have to be too crazy good right here, so this can all be low like it is, and it'll still work out really well. We're running 5-piece Red Mountain, all weapon damage, robust, that's all it comes in on the jewelry. Running sword and shield of the Red Mountain. I'm running a increased weapon damage, weapon dispel damage enchant on the Red Mountain mace. If you're going to run this setup, you need to have a sharpened Red Mountain one-hander. Do not run anything else. If you can't get this, don't run it. Just don't. You have to have a sharpened mace. You have to. No, it doesn't have to be a mace, but it has to be a sharpened one-hander. The shield is well fitted. Get it in whatever you can. As long as it's not prosperous or some other junk like that, like training, you should be fine. It has max stamina enchant on it, by the way. This all is max stamina. Now, on the back bar here, this is pretty important. You need a two-hander that is sharpened. I'm running a maul. I prefer the maul quite a bit because you get innate 20%. You're always getting the 20% armor reduction, or armor pin at least. The axe is pretty good because Noxious Breath, which is a ability that we are running, procs the bleed. So axe is pretty good, and the sword is pretty good. If you have a VMA two-hander, use it. If it's sharpened, use it. If it's defending, use it. If it's anything but those two, do not use it. If you don't have a sharpened or defending two-handed VMA, then just get you one crafted like I did. Like I said, I'm using a maul here because I really like the look of the shoulder-striven maul, and I really kind of just like the maul, to be honest with you. Like I said, the 20% armor pin is really nice, especially against really tanky people. And that's who you have trouble killing the most as a DK is really tanky people, so I like to have that armor pin. Now, also, that's also the reason we're running the poisons, but I'll get that in just 1 second. If you don't want to run a maul, try an axe. The axe is really, really good. Because, like I said, Noxious Breath applies the bleed, and all your abilities will apply the bleed as well on your back bar. So it's a pretty good setup there with the axe being sharpened or defending. The greatsword, I wouldn't go greatsword unless you have a VMA one. If you have a VMA one, that's great. Use it as long as it's sharpened or defending. You can use it. Go with it. It gives you too many stats just to pass up. But I would not get one crafted. I'd either go maul or axe. You can get two crafted. They're not that expensive to get one purple crafted. So try them out. See which one you like. Now I'm also running poisons here. This also goes with the thing like this build. It doesn't have problems killing tanky things, but you're not going to be instant killing them like you need to. So you're going to have to wear them down. That's the way of the DK. You're not killing anything instantly. Don't plan on it. You can with this build. Trust me, you can kill things instantly, but it's going to be the wear down game. I'm just going to wear you down until you got no resources left, and I'm going to kill you then. It's whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't instant kill certain players with this build, and I've done it a lot, but the tankier people, you will not be doing that too. So we're running the increased cost of victims' magicka and stamina abilities by 60% for about 4.5 seconds. And it deals poison damage. This is just basically like basically where you top down thing, whatever. If I see that you're spamming heals, spamming all sorts of abilities, dodge drilling, I'm gonna hit you with this poison, and it's going to increase your costs, or whatever. So once you start spamming that, it's going to drain whatever resource that you're using a lot. Now, here's where things get kind of weird. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a few different things to run here. Everything being a lot different. So Veladreth is the two-piece that I'm running right now. This is going to give you some extra weapon damage, and it's going to give you a 20% chance to spawn 3 disease spores in front of you that have 11, that do like 11k damage, almost 12k damage, the first enemy they hit. Now here's the thing. It says deal damage, and this says Code of the Red Mountain does 8,500 damage that does procs from any weapon attacks, and it has no cooldown. So you can proc these both at the same time, just so you know. So Veladreth can hit them, and this can hit them at the same exact time as, let's say, a Dawnbreaker or like a Reverb Dawnbreaker. It hurts. If they're not blocking the Reverb Dawnbreaker, they will die. If Red Mountain were to go off and then a Dawnbreaker hit them, you're literally a low slash to reverse slash away from killing them. If Veladreth goes off, it will kill them. Case scenario, there's a 450 CP guy that jumped me and my friend just a minute ago, and I turned on him. Reverb and it proc the Red Mountain, and I Dawnbreaker, it proc the Veildreth, and it one-shot him. He didn't have time to react, it instantly killed him. So it's a very, very potent combination with this build. I have just started trying this. It's actually very good. So try this out if you have it. You may like it. I really kind of like it, actually. The other setup you can actually go is Bloodspawn. Classic DK. It's great on DK. It gives you physical resistance if you get whenever, or it's like a chance to get physical resistance, and it gives you ultimate so you can Dawnbreaker just a little bit more often. And it gives you some stam recovery, some much needed stam recovery. Now this is, I really like this too. I don't know which one I like better, but I don't know. The thing with Bloodspawn is you can cast a lot more buffs in a fight, and this is more for the longer fights. This is more for like 1v1 quick stuff, like really quick, like, you know, kill them instantly type of thing. Bloodspawn is for long drawn out fights where you're going to be fighting like multiple people and stuff like that. Veildreth, I'm not too sure about it, but I do like this setup, so try it out if you have it. You may like it as well. That's about it for the setup, guys. That's only thing I have for you guys. Like I said, your stats will be a little bit higher depending on if you have stuff gold. I don't have anything gold, and I also don't have Undaunted, so take that, you know, into consideration when you look at this build. I'm gonna go over the skills really quickly. On a one-handed shield bar, we're gonna be going Reverb Bash for the debuff, the heal debuff, and the stun. Going Heroic Slash with the ulti regen, the movement speed reduction, and the great physical damage this does. I've hit like 7k low slashes on people, or heroic slashes, and it also gives them minor maim, so it's pretty dang good all around. It gives a lot of buffs and debuffs to you. Well, debuffs to them, buffs for you. Shuffle, just because it gives you major evasion, and it also renders you immune to snares and immobilizations. It's great. There is nothing wrong with this ability. It's glorious. It is absolutely glorious. Resolving Vigor, just because it's a self-heal with Igneous Shield in the same bar, so you just pop Igneous Shield, that, Igneous Shield and that, and you're getting the major mending buff along with the Revigor. And you're getting 2100 Vigor ticks on a crit, and then with Spiked Armor up, Vigor, and that, you're getting 2.3k, 2400 Vigor ticks. Pretty dang nice stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, we are running Igneous Shield. Gives you shield, absorbs damage, obviously, gives you major mending, and it gives you minor brutality. Let's see here, where's it at? Gives you Mountain's Blessing, which is minor brutality. All that good stuff. We're running Dawnbreaker of Smiting. This is going to be another stun ability. It's going to be some extra damage on your front bar. It's going to give you a dot. It's going to knock them down. All sorts of good stuff. It's also going to give you a Fighter's Go passive that allows you to get extra weapon damage, so it's good all around. If you don't have Dawnbreaker, I'm not too sure if I would run this build or not. You can try to Take Flight, but I'm not guaranteeing anything about Take Flight or Dragon Leap or whatever. On the back bar, we're running Rally for our major brutality and the heal, the burst heal as well. Very, very nice skill. Spiked Armor for the major ward and major resolve. It also gives them a small bit of damage back when they attack you. Oh, it also is giving you a buff called Burning Heart, and it increases your healing received by 12%. So it buffs this, and it buffs Rally and Vigor. Noxious Breath, it does a nice dot. It's not too big of a dot, but it's decent. You can pull Nightblades out of stealth, all that good stuff. It also gives them Major Fracture, which is going to be amping your damage. It's going to be reducing their physical resistances, so it's pretty nice. Reverse Slice for an Execute. You're going to be using this quite a bit to execute people. And a lot of times you may find you don't need it, but it's there if you do need it. This is your Gap Closer, Crit Charge. I would have this morph, but I just don't have enough Scott Shards or enough skill points to do it. I'd probably morph it into Stampede if I did. Now, something I do want to point out about this build before we go into the last phase of this, going to the champion points. There's something about this build that is really odd with the DK and you don't see a lot. And it's not in like that Cypher build that he did or whatever. See, in Cypher's build, what you had to do is you had this with your back bar to kill anybody. Like you had to. That was your execute, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you guys right now, with especially with Veildreth and Red Mountain, you don't have to. This build, you can literally heavy attack, reverb bash, and then drop the heroic slash, and then as that stun them, You can heroics, or you can light attack, heroic slash again, Dawnbreaker with smiting, and you will kill a lot of players. Like, you can kill 95% of players like that. The people that you don't kill are either one really tanky, or they've already broke your CC and they're getting out. With that combo, if they're not dead, we'll usually put them to where a 1 reverse slice will kill them. Now, that's fully buffed though, so you gotta make sure you have all your buffs up. That's the other thing to this build. If you want to play this build, or deking in general, you need to know how to do buff management. You can learn it by playing this build. That's great and all, but you've got to have your buff management up. You've got to be constantly looking at your buffs and learn how to do combos. This build can kill things, but it is heavily reliant on combos. You won't just like hit them with just whatever combos and just kill them instantly. It's possible, but not very likely. Once you get your combos down and like your animation canceling down, you'll become very, very potent with this build and be really unstoppable. Now, by the way, I was going to say on the back bar, we are running corrosive armor. Not magma shell, but corrosive, because it gives you a 100% physical pin whenever you pop this, so you're ignoring 100% of their armor. It's also limiting the incoming damage to 3% of your max health and dealing 1200 poison damage to everyone around you for about 11 seconds. This is pretty strong, especially against very tanky builds, maybe other DKs. There's certain scenarios where you will have to use corrosive instead of Dawnbreaker against certain players, very tanky players, very Templary spam heal top builds. That's the best thing it's against. The one-handed shield build is what I'm kind of talking about. The one-handed shield spam Breath of Life builds. Alright guys, I guess that's it for everything here. I'm going to jump on the champion points and give you guys some of this, and yep, that'll be about it. So you can see here I went some into Elemental Expert. Now this actually buffs the Code of the Red Mountain 5-piece, so I went a little bit into this. You don't have to do this at all, but I just wanted to try it out, and it works exceptionally well. Not too bad, but not too great. It's situational. You can try it out, see how you like it. I kind of like it, so I'm keeping it for now. If I don't think it's going to be doing enough, I may switch this out and see how much it does to players. If it does decent amount of damage, then I'll probably just take it out completely and put it into some other trees. But for now, that's what I'm doing. I went 60 into Mighty. Honestly, that's where I would spend these points at. Like, if I didn't go Elemental Expert, I would put it into Mighty. I went 40 into Piercing to basically give me the 5k pin on my front bar. So that 2290 combined with this 2490 gives me almost 5,000 penetration on my front bar. So it hurts. Pretty much what I'm trying to tell you, it hurts a lot. I went Precise Strikes, because whenever we crit with our heals, we'll be doing a lot more, and our damage whenever we crit with Heroic Slash, which is a very good ability, by the way, that crits. And whenever we low slash and it crits, it's going to be doing a lot more damage. I went 12 into Resistant. I would put about probably 20 here. I get about the 10% bonus. That'd be pretty good. I went 73 into Hardy because there's many more Stam builds than there are Magic builds, and I only went 50 into Elemental Defender. 15 into Quick Recovery for the extra healing bonus. That affects Vigor and all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty damn sure. As you can see, I just went 1 of the Warlord. This can just do whatever. I just had an extra point I was needing to spend. I went 100 into Mooncalf. Now, I've not really decided whether Mooncalf or Warlord's better. I'm kind of leaning towards Warlord, but try each out, see which one you like. If you're running the if you're gonna run the Serpent, you might as well run Mooncalf to get the extra bonus. If you're not running the Serpent, you might want to try out Warlord. I also went into Shadow Ward and Tumbling, just for the break free and dodge roll reduction, and the block reduction, because we've been blocking a lot with this build. So yep, that's about it, guys. That's the champion points. So yeah. But last tip for this build I can give you guys is the fact that you got a heavy attack. Like in long fights, you've got to resource manage, because like even though Black Rose is very good, it's not always going to keep you up at 100%. Now, Adrenaline Rush here, this is why I like Red Guard. Your melee attacks restore 3% of your max stamina. This can only occur once every 5 seconds though, but it's still very good. A heavy attack and that Adrenaline Rush proccing with a heavy attack will give you about 15% of your max stam back, so it's pretty dang nice. Well, that's it for this build, guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description for some PvP gameplay that me and a couple buddies got. It's 2vxing and 3 versus a Zerg. It's us all in TeamSpeak together, just messing around and killing a bunch of players. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to make this build before one Tamriel dropped, and hopefully it helps you. As far as the build that I might go after one Tamriel drops, I said I might mention that. I want to try out that Stormfist set. That looks pretty cool. There's one called Stormfist, I'm pretty sure. I want to try out the Bear set. That looks also pretty dang cool. And I'm also wanting to try the set, I think it's called Not Errant Smell. That's going to be pretty cool as well. To where you get a one-handed, and whenever you hit someone with a one-handed ability, it will heal you. That is going to be great. I might try those out. Yep. If you guys want to see this build in action, I'm going to be uploading a bunch of videos, or at least 2 videos of it, maybe 3 of it in PvP in Imperial City. So look out for that, and that's about it, guys. This has been DayBreak signing off. Take care and take it easy.